Hi, I'm Rhonda Massad from the West Island News, and I'm welcoming you to the Real Estate Minute. We have this segment every single week, and I'm here with founder of Cardinal Realty Group, Marc Leroux. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, Rhonda.
Nice to have you in.
Nice to be here.
We're enjoying a few segments together. We're going to be doing this every single week for you, and it's keeping you up to date on what's happening in the West Island and Montreal real estate market. And we are in a real estate bubble, according to Mr. Leroux, and I need to know what a real estate bubble is.
Sure. Before we say whether we are or whether we're not in a real estate bubble, it's important for us to understand what it is. And very quickly, it's about supply and demand. So when supply is low and demand is high, which we have now in the Montreal market, prices are going up. And they've been going up for 20 years, but in the last 2 years, they've gone up very, very quickly. So we're talking 16% and 20% year over year, just in the last couple of years, which most people think, and I think they're right, is not sustainable. So what happens? How is that going to change? So let's rewind and talk about what makes a real estate bubble. So the things that drive demand, so basically if the economy is good, people are making money, if there's a lot of people coming into the population, or in the population if there's a lot of people getting into the real estate market, these are going to affect. One of the big ones is interest rates, so lending practices, government regulations around lending, how easy and how cheap is it to get a loan. So that's going to really play. And finally, other things that could affect supply and demand. When people when the interest rates are going up,
When they're
still
up,
low.
we don't buy as much.
Right. So just to rewind a little bit, when things are going so well and prices are going up, then you have investors and speculators that come in and buy real estate just because it seems that things are going up year after year.
I'm getting questions. I'm people banging on my door, speculating.
Yeah. And you get a lot of people flipping homes. Of the short supply, you have people who are buying up part of that supply in order to renovate them and then flip them.
Okay.
So those properties are not available for the time being to the people looking to buy properties.
Okay.
So those are all the reasons why demand can be high, and one of those things will have to change in order for the real estate bubble to stop growing.
So there's so many factors involved when the real estate market is going up this way. It's great for people like me who are going to count on their home for retirement.
Yeah.
And it's not great for younger people who are trying to get into the market. We've discussed this in previous episodes we did last year. And that's kind of what we're going to be living, it seems, for a little bit at least. And what do you think will cause the real estate bubble to break?
Right. Well, the big question is the bubble going to burst? Are we going to see a drop in prices? Are we going to see prices flattening out? So these are all questions, and it's easy to see what might change in terms of demand. So interest rates are going up.
How much up? Like when you say up, I get panicky. I'm thinking 17%. What are you thinking? A point?
I'm thinking a point.
I lived through when it was big like that.
Right. So this is before my time. I think your dad was doing a lot of real estate deals in those years. But I don't think we're going up to real estate interest rate prices of 17-18%. But I think we'll go up to 4.5%.
Really?
Perhaps within a year and a half, 2 years. No one can really say exactly where interest rates will be in a year and a half, 2 years. But I think it's fair to say that they're going up. And right now they're at all-time lows, so interest rates are going up. As they get more expensive, some people may not be able to afford their homes. Those properties might be foreclosed. They might go back and add themselves to the supply. This may balance things out a little bit. I think that the government regulations around lending, so the stress test and...
What's a stress test?
The stress test is if you want to buy a home and you can qualify for a loan at 2.5%, well, you don't qualify at 2.5%. You have to qualify at 5.25%.
Okay, so you can handle the 2.5%.
So that means you can handle an increase in interest rates. But despite the stress test, if interest rates go up to 3-4%, I think that a lot of people will see their mortgage payments be quite higher than what they are. But I think so there's several things that can happen to slow demand. but also I think that there's things that are going to happen to increase supply. So I think there's a lot of pent-up inventory that's waiting to hit the market. And because of COVID-19, people have put their projects on hold, and people have said, okay, so we don't know what the situation is for now. Let's wait. We don't know if we're going to be able to work from home or we have to go back to the office, so
Yes.
let's wait. Now where we're getting to a point where the pandemic, we're sort of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, people are starting to realize what their life will be like at the end, and that's when they're going to put their projects back on track.
So that's what you feel, is that where you feel the correction will be made?
So I think that's where supply will correct itself. I think that's where we're going to see a lot of properties come on the market, and that's going to balance things out. And so the prices will either stop increasing, stagnate, or we might see a correction.
Okay.
Right.
That's it. I think like you said, I know from myself. I mean, I have a couple of rental properties and such, but I'm on the fence about what to do about them. One, the entire market being this high, do I really want to buy in at this point? Like, I don't want to buy into a rental property that's going to flatten out after. So like, I'm holding. I'm one of those clients that's holding.
A couple of things there. On the selling side, you have everything going for you right now if you sell. So if you have a property that you want to put on the market, that you're getting ready, if selling is part of your plan, now is the best time to do it. So prices are at an all-time high. We've got tons of people want to buy those properties, so it's really a good time. On the other hand, if you want to make a purchase,
Well, if you sell, you're likely to make a purchase.
not necessarily. So where you were talking about selling an investment, if you're selling to buy something else, I think that's going to become, as supply sort of works itself out, it's going to become easier to make that switch. And that's one of the reasons as well, I think, why supply has been choked, is because people would sell, and that's the easy part, but where do you go next? And that's the series that we did together,
Yes.
the Next Level Living series that we did last year. So all to say, if you're looking to get into the market, speak to your broker, qualify yourself, and look at what's available, look at what your options are. There are options available for everyone. There is inventory for sale. Make no mistake. So if you're looking to get in for the long term, there's no reason why buying now would be a mistake.
Okay.
There's no guarantee that prices will be lower at the end of 2022.
That's it. You forgot your crystal ball today.
Sure did.
I want to thank you for coming on this morning for our Real Estate Minute.
Thank you,
It's
Rhonda.
Marc Leroux from the Cardinal Realty Group and Rhonda Massad from the West Island News.